There was an interesting article in Entrepreneur Magazine a number of years ago, and it posed the following question. Is it possible to predict if someone is capable of becoming a great business leader? Is there a way of predicting that? Or are there signs that would suggest that he could be a great leader, but he may not? She could be a great leader. And so they looked at several possible attributes. The first thing they looked at was IQ, because they assumed that great leaders must have high levels of intelligence, high IQ. So they took a group of very successful business leaders, tested their IQ, and this is good news for many of us. They found no correlation between IQ and success as a business leader. Now, sure, we got to have some smarts, but again, no correlation between high IQ and success as a business leader. So, okay, they crossed off IQ. They said, well, if it's not IQ as a predictor of success as a business leader, how about your EQ, your emotional intelligence? You may be familiar with, there's been a lot of study in the last decade about your emotional intelligence, your EQ, your emotional quotient. It's a way of calculating your emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman wrote a best-selling book entitled Emotional Intelligence. And there's a test you can take that measures your emotional quotient. So they gave that test to the same group of very successful business leaders. And in this case, they found some correlation between one's EQ, your emotional intelligence, and your success as a business leader. Some connection. And that makes sense. Again, you think of great leaders, they tend to be able to relate well to other people, to other human beings. Good emotional intelligence, but it wasn't quite the predictor that they were looking for. It wasn't the direct correlation they were hoping to find. So then they looked at a third quality, a third attribute, and that third attribute is your AQ. AQ. Anyone want to guess what AQ stands for?
Would it be action?
Good guess. Not quite.
It'd be adverse or adversity.
Oh, very nice, Ricardo. You're one of the few people who have ever gotten that right. Yeah, AQ stands for your adversity quotient. Essentially looking at to what degree, how well does one overcome adversity? Well, how important could that be in business today? How much adversity do you face every day? Quite a bit. Would you agree? In business? Just in life, we do, but in business, certainly. In fact, there was a study that looked at the amount of adversity the average adult in this country faces. Not a business owner, not a leader like you, but just typical adult in this country. They look back 20 years ago. 20 years ago, the average number of adverse events in any given day, 8 to 12. 8 to 12 adverse events every day. Adverse event like my car won't start, kids are sick, late to work, issue with a customer. Average adult, 8 to 12 adverse events any given day. Flash forward to today, 2021, that number has doubled. The average adult, 16 to 20 adverse events in any given day. Think about today, right? What time is it? It's 9:20 your time. How many adverse events have you had today? I don't know about you, but it's pouring down rain outside here in Atlanta. We've got Tropical Storm Fred right on top of us, adverse event. I was having some computer issues today. My breakfast wasn't quite what I expected today. I've probably had a half a dozen adverse events already today. How about you? So it makes sense that this ability to overcome adversity would be a significant attribute for a business leader. In fact, when they studied business leaders with high AQ, they found that each of them shared a common mindset, a common mantra, so to speak. And that mindset is, this too shall pass. Right? You've heard that before. People with high AQ, when facing an adverse event or adverse events, tend to have the mindset, this too shall pass. I'll get past this. This isn't so terrible. It'll stop raining. My computer will work someday, right? We think that. Versus people with average or low AQ, their mindset when they face an adverse event is, oh crap, it may never stop raining, right? I'm going to get soaking wet today, I'm sure. Very different mindset. This too shall pass. We'll get through this. Think of all the adversity we've been through in the last 18 months. This too shall pass. So think about what would your adversity quotient be? I think if you do a Google on adversity quotient, there is a behavioral assessment. It's like 20 questions you can take, and it'll give you a rough kind of answer to what your adversity quotient is. Maybe you'll be surprised by what it works out to be.